Hey, you guys. So, for those of you who have been thinking about a career change, one thing I notice happens a lot is that it's like there are two sides of you. So, there is the one side that just wants to be really motivated about it, that wants to be all positive about this next move. Like, okay, but let's be realistic here, right? So let me know if you are there. Hi, Massimo. Wow, 2 days in a row that that you managed to catch the live. Good timing. And if you have felt like this is happening to you, like sometimes you're feeling positive, you're feeling motivated, you feel like I can take on the world, I'm making this happen, I'm gonna get a new life and I'm gonna make a new impact. And then, the next day, or for some people, even the next minute, you feel like, oh, what now? Or, okay, well, I'd better go and first do this, like work on my plan B, stay in my job for another year to save up money so that then I can quit. Or, anything that is basically distracting from your actual goal, like the thing that really excites you, that's actually what you want. Or I know some of you guys are just in confusion mode where you're like, I know I want something different, but I don't what that looks like. And so, what's the realistic way to go about things here? So which one should you be? Like, should you be optimistic? And I hear this all the time from people where they're like, I want to do this, I want to do that, but maybe I'm just dreaming, maybe I'm just being, they almost catch themselves being too positive and they start justifying going, sorry, I'm being so optimistic and whatever. I know it sounds kind of naive, or maybe it sounds naive, but maybe it's not, maybe it is possible. I don't really know. And they're just stuck in this whole confusion of, is it possible? Is it not possible? Is it possible? Is it not possible? Which, as you can probably guess, doesn't actually get you any kind of movement towards what might have been possible, if it's possible. So anyway, I hope that's making sense. Hi, Tushar. Thanks for the thumbs up. Let us know if any of this is your situation and what kind of career goal you're going for right now. So which one is it? Do you think about those big and great things you want to do, or should you be realistic about it? And so the real question here is that this is the wrong question, right? It's not about thinking positive at all, because being positive, being like, yeah, this will definitely work out, and I know so-and-so, they did it, so I can do it too, and all I have to do is keep moving, and hopefully one day, somehow it'll happen for me. That's not necessarily going to get you to your goal, because we all know lots of people who talk a big talk. They're always saying, yeah, it's totally happening for me. I'm going to do all these things, and it has to happen because I have passion and all that kind of stuff. And years later, they're essentially in the same position, whether that's being underpaid, whether that's doing work that they're really not passionate about, whether it's being just undervalued in the workplace. So, and you see this not just in the career space, obviously. You see it with people who are constantly on a health kick, but routine, they never get healthier. You see it with people in their relationships where they're like, you know what, I'm totally going to start a new relationship or get out of an old one, and then they never really do. Like, you see this in all kinds of life changes. And so the key here, like the key question that you need to ask yourself isn't, should I be realistic or should I be optimistic? Hey, Vina. The real question is, how can I think productively? So it's not, should I be positive? Or how can I think positive? It's, how can I think productive? So what is my outcome? What is my goal? And what is the shortest possible route to that goal? What that means is that being up in the clouds about things, just being all motivated and, being pumped up, isn't necessarily productive. It might be, that's really good energy to have behind whatever action you take, but what you are taking. Versus those of you who are going, you know what, I am going to be all responsible about this, and I'm going to have this big safety net. I'm going to have all these plan Bs and Cs and Ds in place. And sometimes that can feel really realistic and responsible, but actually it's really unproductive, because all those things are not working on your plan A. All those things are not taking you any closer to what you really want. So I'm not saying that you should always burn every single one of your bridges and just go for your number one goal and forget about everything else. I'm not saying that. There are definitely ways to have certain safety nets in place, but a lot of times people will invest so much into all of these safety nets that are never going to get them towards their goal, and at the end of the day they end up even more miserable, more miserable than ever. So be really careful about investing in plan Bs and Cs, making that productive action on your goal. I hope that makes sense. So have a positive day, think positively and all that kind of thing. But really the question you can ask yourself is, how can I think productively? So what are the most productive thoughts I could be thinking right now? A productive thought is not, maybe, should I, I'm not sure, I'm afraid, all those things are not, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those thoughts. There's no judgment about what thoughts we have. It's just a matter of examining those thoughts and going, is that really the most productive thought? And even when fear comes up, it's like, hey, is that fear productive? Is it getting me towards your goal? Sometimes fear is productive, right? If there's a lion coming at you and you feel afraid of that lion, it's probably productive because you're gonna find a way to protect yourself, to run away from the lion. But if there's fear standing between you and what you really want, probably not the most productive thought to have. So you want to examine that and just think about, okay, what is the productive thought here? What is the productive action? Hey, Lydia, how are you? Nice to see you. And let us know, has this happened to you where you're thinking, should I think positively or should I be more realistic and just focus on, my plan Bs, my plan Cs? I hope that makes sense. Let me know if it does or if it doesn't and what questions you have. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because I see it a lot where people are keeping themselves in complete ambivalence, and it's really, really frustrating for them as well as for everyone around them, because they're constantly talking about something they want, and then on the other hand they're almost sabotaging that thing that they want, and it becomes this loop, and they get really frustrated within themselves because they're not getting what they want, and people around them as well are like, what's with this person? Why do they keep talking about this thing but then they never actually get it? So if you're wondering, like, what is the action I should take right now, a really good rule of thumb is, what is the scariest thing you've been avoiding? That's probably the thing that's going to propel you the fastest towards your goal and cut that route short. Just always think productive. What's the most productive action? The thing that's going to get me towards my goal in the shortest possible way. Okay, guys. Hope that makes sense. Let me know. And if you want help with your career, if you are feeling this ambivalence, if you're feeling like you're not making progress on your goal, definitely send me a message and I'll see if I can help you. We also have some free career roadmap sessions available. So in the next coming days, there are still a couple of slots left. So if you want to check out where those slots are and if you can make one of them, the link to the calendar is accelerateyourambitions.com/apply, and then you'll be able to see our calendar. You can pick out whatever slot works best for you. The slot, you're going to be taken to a short questionnaire. So just fill that questionnaire out really, really quickly. It's going to help us make the most out of your session. And then we're going to be hopping on at the time that you choose. And we're going to see what's going on with you and how can you shorten that curve to really get clear on what your goals are for that career change and how can you actually reach those goals. We're going to make a game plan. All right, guys, see you on the sessions. Let me know if you have any questions by sending me a message, and talk to you soon. Have a lovely day.